Boruto will very soon tap into power potentially greater than anything Naruto has ever experienced. With his recent death and revival, a lot has changed for Boruto. I mean, for starters, he's literally no longer human. Not only that, but he himself has stated that he now believes he can channel Momoshiki's power better. These two factors, combined with what we already know about the Otsutsuki and some other foreshadowing which we'll get into soon, lead us to believe Boruto will very soon achieve greater powers. Powers and a transformation that resembles that of a Jinchuriki. And with these developments, it becomes very likely that Boruto will gain access to the Byakugan and Rinnegan. To better understand this mind-blowing development, we need to establish a few things. Firstly, as we learned in Boruto chapter 67, Boruto is no longer human. He is a pure, genuine Otsutsuki. So let's talk about what that really means. While we don't know everything there is to know about the Otsutsuki, we do know enough to speculate and foreshadow what's to come for Boruto. For starters, Amado describes them as alien parasites, and we know that they're a clan that has been around for thousands of years. They're celestial beings that exist for the sake of evolving and growing stronger, with the end goal of becoming gods. Their quest for power is what originally led them to Earth, along with other dimensions and planets. For greater power, the Otsutsuki plant divine trees using the 10-tail saplings, with the end goal of eating the chakra fruit it bears. Eating this, of course, grants them greater power, and is a constant goal we've seen for various clan members throughout the series. Beyond this, we know they implant karma to create vessels to later use for resurrection, and they have other key traits such as their master ability to control chakra and their usage of Kekkei Genkai, two things that are both very relevant to Boruto now. Boruto, of course, will not literally become a Jinchuriki. After all, that involves being a host of a tailed beast. Like the relationship Naruto and Kurama had before certain unfortunate events grabbed the hearts of us all, Boruto will however have a relationship with Momoshiki similar to that, leading to insane powers like, very likely, a Byakugan and possibly even a Rinnegan, among other abilities. When you think about it, Momoshiki hasn't done anything to make him irredeemable. During the attack on Konoha, no one died. If anything, he just had a fight against them and made threats. Sasuke has done worse. He literally killed a Hokage and was plotting to destroy everything. He's a traitor to Konoha. Yes, Momoshiki destroyed Sasuke's Rinnegan, but that doesn't make him irredeemable. On top of that, even Kurama has done worse. He killed Naruto's parents. Yes, there were certain circumstances behind that, but at the end, he willingly chose to kill them. With those things in mind, despite Momoshiki's attitude currently, there's no reason to believe he won't become a real ally to Boruto. A lot of people think of Momoshiki as purely evil with no redeeming qualities, and to an extent, I understand. He sees everything and everyone as inferior to him and would destroy everything if given the chance. However, we have to remember that we don't know his backstory. Kurama looked like the big bad as well before we got his backstory regarding how he was treated by humans and that the attack on Konoha was largely not even his fault. So while Momoshiki seems bad, we don't know his backstory. And while he's done damage, we've yet to see him kill anyone, to my knowledge. Truthfully, anyone could be a villain, it just depends on perspective. Some people even believe that Boruto is the enemy in the time skip. So for now, it's not fair to write off Momoshiki as purely evil. Their current situation isn't much different from the relationship Naruto and Kurama had during part 1 of Naruto. Similarly to how Kurama was stuck with Naruto and had the ability to gain control, Momoshiki is now stuck with Boruto and has the ability to gain control. Granted, this ability may now be limited or gone with the recent developments of chapter 68, where Boruto declared he believes he now has greater control over the karma. This was a result of him literally dying and then being resurrected by Momoshiki at the cost of sacrificing the remaining 18% of the karma DNA. The end result was Boruto becoming a pure, genuine Otsutsuki, and now in his mind, no longer needing the medicine Amado had prescribed for slowing the Otsutsuki transformation. Now, if it's impossible for Momoshiki to resurrect, and he's unlikely or now totally unable to gain control, depending on how much you believe Boruto, what purpose could he be left to serve other than guiding or fighting with Boruto? He's now in the backseat clinging to existence by staying with Boruto. There's no other purpose for him now that we know of. The only logical conclusion at the moment is for the two to establish a Jinchuriki tail beast type relationship. Because Boruto is an Otsutsuki now and possesses a karma, he already wields the power. The role Momoshiki will play is likely that of a mentor, an ally in the battle against the Otsutsuki, or an unknown true enemy. It's likely Boruto will be the light that brings an end to the invasive nature of the Otsutsuki clan, or at the very least, the end of their attacks on Earth. Toneri has entrusted Boruto with this responsibility, it seems, and with that, allies will be necessary, especially one who deeply understands the clan. Who better than Momoshiki? And you may be wondering, why would Momoshiki aid in the destruction of the clan? And truthfully, while it would be amazing to see, there's little reason to believe Boruto will one day destroy the clan. Instead, he'll find a way to stop them from being able to invade Earth, that is assuming they're the end enemies. Boruto's survival is Momoshiki's survival, something he seems to not really want to let go of. Knowing Momoshiki, I'd imagine his own self-interests are more important to him than the clan. There is also the possibility that Momoshiki won't simply work with Boruto for his own survival. He may be changed through seeing Boruto's actions and hearing his words. Over time, respect for Boruto may may be formed. The Otsutsuki are capable of changing and even falling in love with humans. Let's not forget, Kaguya fell in love and had children with a human, and Toneri had a change of heart after losing to Naruto. So to think there is the possibility that Momoshiki changes and comes to respect Boruto in the same way Kurama did with Naruto is not impossible. In fact, it's very likely that Boruto and his alien will become partners, maybe even friends. Boruto is the continuation of the Naruto story, and so the two have a lot of overlaps and parallels. This can be seen in the many character similarities. For example, Kawaki being Boruto's Sasuke and Mitsuki being his equivalent to Sai. Momoshiki is an easy way to create that same relationship Naruto had with Kurama. While this isn't necessary, it's just a trend that the story writing has had up to this point. And again, what other purpose might there be for Momoshiki beyond this point? There is the prophecy Momoshiki had foretold where Boruto will have everything taken away from him. And with that in mind, Momoshiki will be around to watch it unfold. He'll watch how Boruto reacts and tries to prevent or recover from the loss. He doesn't exactly seem concerned for Boruto or anything based on his laughter. It's likely just intrigue or curiosity. He's in the backseat right now, like how Kurama watched Naruto grow up and handle pains and victories. Alternatively, it's also possible that the two never really become true allies. Momoshiki may be so stuck in his previous ways that he never has a change of heart towards Boruto. However, despite this, he would still work with Boruto because he's invested in Boruto's survival after all. While it's most likely it'll develop into a genuine partnership, it's also possible that they keep that strictly business relationship. While a lot of fans of the series may cringe at the possibility of Boruto becoming stronger than Naruto, it's very possible with him now being an Otsutsuki and forming a partnership with Momoshiki in the future. In the comments below, let us know what you personally think about that. So what is possible for Boruto from this point on? For starters, he's very likely to get that Byakugan Kishimoto owes him, now with his godlike Otsutsuki powers. The Otsutsuki are known for Kekkei Genkai, and while Boruto has the Jogan, the Otsutsuki having multiple dojutsu is the norm. Momoshiki has a Byakugan, and he's the Otsutsuki who gave Boruto a karma. Boruto has Momoshiki's DNA as a part of his body, and so why wouldn't that contain the information for the Byakugan? If Momoshiki was to be reborn in this body, all the information from his being should be a part of Boruto, including the DNA code for the Byakugan. Boruto is kind of owed a Byakugan anyway if Kishimoto really forgot to give it to him while creating this design. So this would be an easy way to add it in. And I'm not sure if that's a fact or just a rumor, but that's just something we've always heard, that Kishimoto forgot to give it to him. Just adding this disclaimer there that I'm not sure if that's just a rumor or a fact. If Boruto isn't a Otsutsuki, he should be able to access these dojutsu. With Sasuke losing his Rinnegan to Boroshiki at the conclusion of the fight against Ishiki, the famed dojutsu is essentially gone from the story. Now, is it possible Sasuke somehow finds a way to activate another Rinnegan? Sure. However, the sad reality is that's not likely. The reason is that it's very clear that both Naruto and Sasuke were nerfed for the sake of moving them from the center of the story, putting more weight on the abilities of this next generation. So, plot-wise, Sasuke regaining great power doesn't really make sense. Now, you might be considering that the Rinnegan could make its way back to the story through Sarada Uchiha. While I wouldn't put it past Kishimoto to find a way to make this happen, it's not likely. To activate a Rinnegan, Hagoromo's chakra is necessary, and this would be done by either combining the chakra of Indra and Astra, or directly receiving it from Hagoromo as Sasuke did. So with those possibilities countered, the only way realistically for the Rinnegan to make an appearance would be through Boruto, who now is a pure Otsutsuki. The Rinnegan is one of the coolest things in the Naruto universe, and for it to be gone is simply lame. But also, for there to be two prevalent characters with it isn't ideal. These are of course opinions, however I feel they're valid. In general, things lose their flair once overdone, and that's why we've never for long durations had these same Kekkei Genkai around each other in the story. Those subtle decisions keep these ocular abilities intriguing. The Rinnegan is supposed to be ultra rare. Having two characters present casually would be awkward, and so Sasuke losing his Rinnegan served two purposes. Firstly, to nerf him, and secondly, to open the door for Boruto to gain his, with Sasuke serving as a mentor. All these developments open up a world of possibilities for Boruto, and likely puts him in a position where he's stronger than Naruto at his peak. Literally, Boruto's on pace to become as strong, if not stronger, than the Sage of Six Paths, who makes Naruto look kind of average. And hey, don't be upset, it's just the way the story needs to be. Boruto is dealing with celestial beings, alien parasites. Naruto and Sasuke once fought Kaguya, but that was a one-time thing at the butt end of the story. Boruto's future conflicts will be on a whole other level, and for those upcoming fights he needs to reach greater levels of power than we've seen previously. Hagoromo was not just strong because he was a full Otsutsuki of course, it also helped greatly that he was a Jinchuriki. However, Boruto being a full Otsutsuki instead of half and possessing a karma might make up for a lot of that, especially when we consider he has something as special as the Jogan. And on top of that, the future generations are supposed to be better than the past. I'm sure Naruto would be happy to see Boruto be stronger than he ever was, especially when you consider the start he had, where he cheated in the Chunin exams to impress his father and gain recognition. To go from that to a top ninja is a great story. For most people, the story would be a step back from the original if Boruto and all the other ninjas of his generation were weaker than the past shinobi. Imagine going from gods like Naruto and Sasuke to average or slightly above average ninja. While some people may not like it, Boruto becoming busted was just the logical thing for the story. Boruto becoming stronger than just about everyone makes perfect sense, and it's just the way the story needs to be. At least that's how we feel. Let us know in the comments if you agree. Until next time, keep that plumber on you. I'm KJ. Have a great day. Goodbye.